Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. At this year's National, my main priority was to find cards that are on my 100 cards for $100,000 list. But I also wanted to leave open the possibility that I could pick up some cards off of my 100 cards for $10,000 list. And actually, I was able to pick up 3 cards off of that list. In this video, I'm going to be showing off one of those 3 cards, which is the 33rd card that I've picked up off of this list, the 1973 Topps Nolan Ryan. And so I'm going to show off that card as well as some of the other Nolan Ryan cards that I have in my collection. So let's turn the camera around and check out some Nolan Ryan cards. Now, I don't have a whole lot of Nolan Ryan cards in my collection, but I thought I would show them off here before I get to the 73 Topps that I picked up. The first one I have is his 75 Topps. I don't know if there is a single Nolan Ryan card that I don't like, at least from his Topps run. Would love to know in the comments if there's a Nolan Ryan card that you don't necessarily care about. Even some of his portrait shots, they're just cool looking cards. Maybe it's Nolan Ryan, I don't know. But this one here, nicely centered copy of his 75. I also have his 76. Yeah, it's a portrait shot, but it looks like him in the dugout, maybe during one of his starts. But I don't know, just has that, just the intensity that he has that's shown off in this example here. Really like this 76 Topps copy. Then I have his 77. Again, just another post shot, but I don't know. I just like it. I guess maybe I'm a Nolan Ryan cardboard fan. But yeah, just I don't know, just the look. I mean, you can tell when he took the mound, he meant business. So there's his 77. I really love his 78. Again, a posed shot, but I don't know. Again, I like the 78 Topps design, so I can't go wrong with this one. And believe it or not, for just a PSA 8, this one is worth a decent amount of money. I think it's really hard to get 9s and especially 10s in the 78. So 8s still command a pretty good amount of money. And I was fortunate enough to pick this up early on when I started building my vintage collection. And his 79, again, another similar pose, somewhat to the 19, well, maybe his, what I was thinking here, not quite the 78, but you know, you got the arms up, the mitt over his head type of thing. Somewhat similar pose, but I don't know, still like it. And then you start getting into some more of the action shots here with his 1980. I know his 74, which I am missing, has another shot of him pitching. I believe his 71 as well. So yeah, I think once you start getting past 1980, if I recall, some of the cards into the 80s showing more into the action shot of him pitching, but that's a really, really nice shot of him. All right, on to the 73, one of the ones I picked up at the National. Really liked this copy. Actually, this was found. There were a couple dealers I found that sort of had, I call them bargain bins of graded cards. They just had some cardboard boxes of graded cards that were fairly inexpensive. I think all of them were under $100. They were priced very reasonable, I thought. And when I saw this PSA 5 copy here, obviously the front centering caught my eye. And of course, knowing that I needed his 73 Topps card. But then when I flipped it over and saw the centering on the back, I've mentioned it every time I show off a 73 card. I know I sound like a broken record, but sometimes these 73s, or a lot of time these 73s, are really off center on the back. And the back of this sold me just as much as the front, but thought I'd show you the little cartoon here. It says Nolan struck out 8 straight batters on, I believe that's July 9th, 1972. And they talk about his strikeout mark in 1972. He struck out 320, I think it's 329, yeah. So Nolan became 4th greatest strikeout hurler in modern baseball in 1972. Only Sandy Koufax, Rube Waddell, and Bob Feller have exceeded Nolan's 329 Ks last season. So already in 1972, even though he had some decent years prior to that, 72 was his breakout season in terms of racking up all those strikeouts. So yeah, really happy to find this copy, and even happier once you find out how much I paid for this PSA 5 copy. So on my list of 100 cards for $10,000, I had targeted, or at least put down on the list, this 73 Topps card in a PSA 6. And I thought a PSA 6 would run me about $100. Well, obviously, I picked up a PSA 5, and I was able to pick this up, again, from that bargain box of graded vintage cards for $50. So very happy. Saved half of what I had on the list and only dropped down one number grade. Again, I don't care if it's a 5, 6, 4, whatever. I really liked the eye appeal of this card. So I saved $50 off of what I had on my list. Now, in terms of PSA 5 graded copies, how did I do? Well, currently on the low end, and I suspect would be an off-center card, they're selling as low as $38. The current average is $48, and on the high end, $60. So my $50 is, closer to that average cost for a PSA 5, so that works for me. Very happy with what I paid for it, considering what some of the other copies have sold for. So with the 33 cards that I now have off of my 100 cards for $10,000 list, I would have had to spend, if I had gone with the grade that I had listed them on the list there, would have had to spend $2,985, almost $3,000. But to date, for these 33 cards, I've only spent $1,535. So I am to the good $1,450. So I continue to whittle away at that $10,000 figure to try to, at the end of the day, when I get all 100 cards, to spend way less than $10,000. Because to me, what that means is I can take that money, not that I originally had $10,000 just sitting in my wallet, but I can take those savings, so to speak, and buy additional vintage cards. So I'm still going to try to find bargains out there if I have to drop down a grade or two, but still find really nice eye appeal copies from my collection. I'm certainly going to do that. But yeah, would love to know what you think about this 1973 Topps Nolan Ryan that I picked up at the National, as well as some of the other Nolan Ryan cards that I have in my collection. And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.